What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Daily Walk with Lance, and this is where I take my morning devotional and I take some notes on it and I share it with you guys. I had something I was going to say at the start of this and I already forgot what it was. But today I debated a little bit on what verse I wanted to use today because the first the thing my Bible devotional gave me I felt like wasn't fitting my morning, but then as I sat there I was like, wait, that means I need to hear this. This is something um, that hold on there, that should help the camera lighting. But that means that that was something I needed to read and I needed to hear, and maybe someone else does as well. So today we are getting into the Bible verse for November 7th, 2025. We are back in the book of Psalm, chapter 40, verses 1 through 4. And it says, I waited patiently for the Lord, and he reached down to me and heard my cry. He brought me he brought me up out of the pit of destruction, out of the mud, and he set my feet on a rock, making my footsteps firm. He put a new song in my mouth, a song of praise to our God. Many will see and fear and will trust in the Lord. How blessed is the man who has made the Lord his trust, and has not turned to the proud, nor to those who become involved in falsehood. And again, that is Psalm chapter 40, verses 1 through 4. And this is King David speaking, and well, more like singing. It's more of a poem. Obviously, Psalms, Proverbs, they're more written in a poetic way. And what this is, it shows first to be, well, I say first it says patience, but first it's saying ask God. And then after you've asked God to be patient, because he hears you, but maybe you aren't accepting his answer, or he has yet to answer you. And so um and that's why when we talk about wanting deliverance from something, there's some storms that your deliverance is to stand there and endure. And a lot of people don't want to hear that. They want snap your finger fix. They want snap your finger transformation. And while there are miracles and stuff that happen where it's instant, the process with God is endurance. It's obedience. It's doing what's hard. And that goes for me. Like, especially on social media, there's times where I let my human tongue get in front of me. Um, and I'm, while I may be factually correct on something, I may have handled it the wrong way. Or maybe I handled it the right way, but I was factually wrong. So that's why being humble and obedient is everything to God. Because like it it's so easy but yet so hard, because we want to do what we want to do. We want to do what pleases us instead of what pleases God. And they're really not huge differences. It's just literally like, instead of being mad and anger and spewing something out, it's taking a second, thinking, even if I'm right in what I say, is that going to help anybody? Um, and that's something that I personally have got to work more on, definitely for sure. Um, be, because I've let this world harden my heart to the point where I really didn't care about anybody else. But that's part of Christianity. It's caring about all of us. And so, but that also means don't let people walk over you and your laws, because I can't remember what verse it is off the top of my head. I think it's in Matthew. Uh, look up where this verse is specifically. I think it's in Matthew, but Jesus literally says, "Give to Caesar what is Caesar's," and basically what he's saying is, whatever the laws are, follow the law and focus on Him. So it doesn't give you the right to go out and break the laws, because you're trying to follow him. No, he's saying if you're going to follow me, you will obey whatever country's laws there are, as long as they're not like as long as they're not denying God. Like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is a good example of that. They technically broke the law, but it was only because the law broke God's law. And there's not many laws that break God's law. Like even when it comes to like sharing and welfare, like God told farmers to set 10% of their farm aside for passerbys. 10%. That's not 25%. That's not 50%. That's not 80%. It was literally 10%. And while I don't think it has to be an exact 10% amount. Like if you're one over 100, like I don't think the number matters that much. It's the fact that you have your harvest, but then also to give a small portion to those that need it. And that's how we can help those in our society that are struggling, is when you give them just enough to where they can sustain themselves and get back on their feet. That's the best path forward for them. It helps them not fall into laziness. It helps them not fall into gluttony, that kind of thing. And I'm a prime example of gluttony. Like I'm at like 235 pounds now, and if you're going by my original pictures, I was about 300 pounds in those. And so I'm 70 pounds down on, well, 65, 65 technically. Um, so all of that is stuff God doesn't like. And so literally, if you live your life where you try to treat others right, you treat yourself healthy, and that's pretty much the path God has for us, except adding the glory goes to him and the praise goes to him, and accepting that Jesus was the Messiah that died so that we could live. Because no matter how much I even try to act right as a Christian and I point out wrongdoing, there's always a path to redemption. There's only one unforgivable sin. And that sin is something that most of us aren't even capable of, because it's blaspheming the Holy Spirit. Like, you have to believe in the Holy Spirit to blaspheme it and to try to turn people from it. And even atheists, like, you haven't committed that sin. Like, don't worry about that. That sin is for like very few people, basically Satan himself. Like, that one sin causes so many people distress when they've never come close to committing it. Like, anyway, like I said, you haven't committed it. Like, if you have the ability to think, have I done this? Am I guilty of this? Then you when it comes to this particular sin, then no, you haven't. Um, Now there's other sins where you could put yourself in a delusional state and say, "Oh, I haven't done that," but you did. Um, but no, the blaspheming the Holy Spirit, it's a lot more evil and complicated than most of us can even understand. Um, I think that's it. I think I'll do that for today. I'm a little bit over what I normally do, but I felt like this was important, and it was a lesson I need to learn as well. I need to be more humble. Um, I need to be more forgiving, but also we have laws for a reason. We have laws that keep society from being chaos, and so finding that fine line of punishment and justice to prevent chaos, and being so lenient and tolerant that chaos comes about. God isn't chaos. God isn't confusion. Like, that's all stuff that we've done. But anyway, I'm gonna go down multiple tangents on this if I don't cut it off here. Um, but like I always say, don't think of me as a pastor. Don't think of me as a leader. This is just my daily thoughts and daily verses, like what I think. And I try to be as biblically accurate as possible. And so if I ever get something wrong, it's not to mislead. It's maybe it's something I didn't understand, or maybe I made a mistake. But that's why I always try to give y'all the verses to back it up. Um, oh, there was one more thing I wanted to say before I went into my last spiel, but oh well. Um, if this is the first time one of my videos, if you would, please drop me a follow. Hit that like button, share it with your friends, turn notifications on. I don't say that just to grift. Like, obviously, I would love to make money doing this. Like, that would be awesome. But my main point is to help people who are struggling, who want to be tolerant and forgiving while not being trampled over. And that's something that we've got to get back to. That's why I think the rapture is going to be soon. Obviously, I don't know the day, time. Like, all we'll know is the season. And it definitely feels like the season. So, if people like me just disappear, like, take that as a sign. If you come across my video and you notice just all Christians just go away, like, wake up. You know what I mean? That's why we're putting Jesus on the internet, so that people later down the road can maybe find some answers if we're not here anymore. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go work out, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.